cannot touch us here. Look at these walls. These rocks are eternal.
This is a nation that turned their blessings into weapons of arrogance.
One God. Leave the gods of our fathers. Salih has lost his mind. He is mad. Mad.
To them, guide.
Right now.
This is a miracle that walked between them, a living sign they themselves demanded.
By the gods, look at its eyes. This is not from this world.
Enough. If we let him continue, we lose everything.
They thought they were ending a problem. In reality, they were starting a countdown. 3 days. 3 days between their laughter and their destruction. 3 days to realize the truth they mocked. This is the story of Thamud. In many Muslim homes, children grow up hearing the names of destroyed nations. Ad, Samud, Pharaoh. We memorize the verses, but we don't feel the trembling. It becomes a history lesson, not a warning. Today, people travel to see their ruins in Madain Salih. They take pictures, they touch the walls.
Wow, look at the detail on this rock. These people were geniuses. It's beautiful.
They see beauty. They don't see the grave. They don't realize that the Prophet ﷺ forbade us from entering these places. So, who exactly were the Thamud? Why did Allah choose this specific miracle, a she-camel from a cold rock, instead of fire from the sky? And above all, how does their story prove the truth and the miraculous nature of the Quran, even today? We will find out in this story. The story of Thamud begins at a time when arrogance had reached its peak. They mocked Salih, they mocked his warning, and they mocked the idea of a single God.
Salih wants us to abandon our father's gods? I have never heard anything more foolish in my life.
But the real beginning was on a morning when the sun rose gently over Al-Hijr. Lights spilled across the valley, chisels struck stone, dust floated in the air like golden mist. Some men were sharpening tools, some were washing their faces at the spring, some were stretching awake from their beds.
The sun is already up.
And you are still snoring? Are you going to sleep all day? Get up!
Merchants were arranging dates in baskets. Mothers were sweeping their courtyards. Children were chasing each other between half-carved pillars.
Who is that standing up there? Is that Salih?
It was a man they admired, a man they trusted, a man they believed would one day lead them. He stood on a high rock, the place where leaders usually made announcements. He took a deep breath, and his voice echoed through the valley.
Oh, my people!
This wasn't a trader's call, nor a craftsman advertising his work. This was a warning that would split their valley in two. People stopped their work. The chisels stopped moving. They looked up.
What is he saying? Why does he sound worried?
And then, in front of his entire nation, Salih said,
My people, before I speak, answer me this. Have I not grown up among you? Was I not the one you trusted? The one you had high hopes for?
Yes, you are Salih. You are the wise one. We thought you would be our leader.
Just like the people of Makkah called the Prophet Al-Amin, the people of Thamud saw Salih as their hope. Salih paused. He had their attention. He had their confirmation. And then he dropped the truth.
Then I warn you, Worship Allah alone. You have no God other than Him. He is the one who shaped you from this earth and settled you in it.
The moment those words left his mouth, the air in the valley changed. A screaming silence fell over their faces. They looked at each other in shock.
What is he saying? Is he telling us to leave the gods of our fathers? Is he crazy?
And then the silence broke, not with belief, but with anger. A leader stood up, his face red with disappointment.
Saleh, is this why you gather us? To insult our gods? To tear apart our way of life?
This was the moment Thamud's fate began to turn. A single morning, a single speech, a single refusal that would echo until the day they were wiped from the earth. But why did they hate him so much? Why not just ignore him? Scholars explain this beautifully. You see, Salih alayhi salam wasn't just some guy. In the Quran, the elders say to him, Qad kunta fina marjua. You were our hope before this. This means Salih alayhi salam was the golden boy of the tribe. He was the one they expected to be their next chief. He was the one who was supposed to protect their traditions, their pride, and their idols. Before he ever said a single word about Allah, they already had a name for him in their hearts. Trustworthy, wise, promising, and notice this. Allah did not destroy them the first day they mocked Salih. The sky didn't split open. The earth didn't swallow them immediately. Why? Because guidance is never forced. It is offered again and again. Conversations, warnings, private talks, public speeches. So when we hear about their destruction later, we have to remember it did not come out of nowhere. It came after a man they loved, spent years trying to save them. From that morning onward, the respect was gone. Salih alayhi salam would walk to the marketplace to preach, and the insults would hit him before he even opened his mouth.
Make way for the messenger! Make way for the man who thinks he is better than our fathers!
He would try to speak to a group of poor people to give them hope, but the elite would cut him off.
Oh, Saleh, you tell us to fear the unseen? Look at my palace. Look at my gold. Does it look like your God is angry with me?
Everywhere, Salih alayhi salam walked. Voices followed him, some mocking, some laughing, and some afraid to even stand near him.
Don't look in his eyes. He is mashoor. He is bewitched. The jinn have taken his mind.
The insults turned into stones. The 9 most corrupt men in the city, the gang leaders of Thamud, started a campaign to break him.
If you are truthful, bring the punishment. Why wait? Bring it now!
Imagine the pain. These were his own people, his own family, his own tribe. People who once celebrated him now treated him like an outcast.
O my people, I do not ask you for wealth or power. My reward is only from the Lord of the world.
But asking a blind man to see only makes him angry. They didn't want logic. They wanted a show.
Do not listen to him. He has abandoned the ways of our forefathers. He wants to humiliate us in front of other tribes.
They waited for him on roads. They threw stones near his feet. They ridiculed his prayers. And every day the valley echoed with bitter taunts.
Madman, troublemaker, destroyer of tradition. Enough talk, Saleh. You want us to believe? Then stop speaking and show us a miracle.
Their hearts were hard. Their arrogance was rising, and their defiance was reaching its peak. But something darker was coming, something that would change everything. As the days passed, something